Alright, here we're wanting to find, it says write the slope-intercept formula of an equation for the line that passes through the point 5, -2, and is parallel to the graph of, parallel to the line 8x minus 2y is equal to 6. Now, so we know it's parallel to this line, so what we want to do is figure out the slope of this line. Now, the way I'm going to do that is just rearrange it so that I get that equation in slope-intercept. So we have 8x minus 2y is equal to 6. I'm going to subtract 8x from both sides. Okay, so now I end up with negative 2y is equal to 6 minus 8x. Being careful to bring down the negative or the subtraction sign, however you want to look at it with this. We don't want to lose that. And then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. Now we're dividing everything by negative 2, so it would be y is equal to negative 3 plus 4x. Now, traditionally, slope-intercept form, we put the slope for it in front. So we'd have y is equal to 4x minus 3. Now, all that did was give us this line rearranged. Now, what we know is that if the line is parallel to it, it has the same slope. So we know that the slope of the line is 4, and we know that it goes through 5, negative 2. Now, given a point on the line and the slope, we can come up with the equation. Now, what we're going to use is what's called point-slope form to come up with the equation of the line. So what I'm going to do is go y minus y1. Alright, so it's y minus y1 is equal to slope times x minus x1. Now in here, the y and the x without the 1s are just going to stay as variables, and what we'll do is replace this with x1 and this is y1. Now, because the other ones can change, so what we're going to do is, remember, x always comes first and then y. So what we'll do is go y minus negative 2 is equal to our slope of 4 times x minus 5. Now we're going to go ahead and clean this up. Now what I mean by that is I've got double negatives here, and we're going to go ahead and make that plus 2 and distribute this 4 over here. Okay, so we have y plus 2 is equal to 4x minus 20. Now the next thing we'll do is just subtract the 2. So we get y is equal to 4x minus 22. So now we've come up with the equation of the line that goes through 5, negative 2 and has a slope of 4. Now these two lines are parallel. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to graph them just so we get an idea of what it looks like. Now here, just to kind of show what parallel lines would look like, I've typed into this 4x minus 22 and 4x minus 3. So I've typed in both our equations. So I'm going to hit graph here, and then you'll notice that they're going in the same direction. And remember, when two lines are parallel, they'll never intersect. So they would just keep going on at the same level, and they're in the same plane, but they would never intersect. Here we have an example 2, similar type problem, but now it's perpendicular. Now, perpendicular means they have to have the negative reciprocal, so that just means if you multiply them together, you would get negative 1. Process is going to be similar, it's just how we come up with the slope will be a little bit different. So let's start out with, we know this line. So what we're going to do is rearrange this and come up with the slope of this line. So I'm going to add 10x to both sides. So we get 5y is equal to 20 plus 10x. Okay, now we'll divide everything by 5. So we end up with y is equal to 4 plus 2x. And again, typically we rewrite it in terms of having the slope in front. So that would be the equation of that line. Now, we want the perpendicular. Now, perpendicular means we got to find the negative reciprocal. Now, for a whole number, what we do is take it and to find our slope, we put 2 over 1. Now, that's the line, the original line. Now, for the one that's perpendicular to it, we're going to flip it flip that and get 1/2 and change the sign. So that if we multiply these together, we would get -1. Okay, so when two lines are perpendicular, they have negative reciprocals of slope. Now we'll do the same process as we did before. We're going to use the point slope form of the equation, which is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Okay, we know the y, again, y is the second one, x is the first one, so we'll take 6, plug it in. We're going to plug in the -1/2 here, plug in -1 for x1, so x minus -1. Okay, so we have y minus 6. Now, I'm going to get rid of the negatives. The double negatives becomes positive, so I'm going to distribute the -1/2 through. So that I get -1/2 x, okay, minus 1/2. Then we're going to have to add 6 to the other side. So we have y is equal to -1/2 x. Now I've got -1/2 plus 6. To add a whole number and a fraction, I put this one over 1, get the same denominator. So multiply this by 2. So I'm going to have -1/2 plus 12/2. Alright, so now they have the same denominator. I'm just going to take the difference in the top. So I get y is equal to -1/2 x. Different sign subtract, so I get plus 11/2. Okay, and so that's the slope, that's the equation of the line that goes through -1, 6, and is perpendicular to a line that has the slope of 2. Now these are the graphs of the two lines. Now the -10x plus 5y is equal to 20 was our original line. Okay, and -1, 6 was the point. And then this is the equation we came up with. And you'll notice that if you graph them, they intersect to form a right angle. So by definition, that makes two lines perpendicular. They intersect and make a right angle. So that's how we would do that.